Hello, how are you? This is the Soulmate reading for October. So we're going to go into it. I'm going to start off with an oracle card from this deck. I won't. What is it? It's the Soul Connections deck, which I really like. How are you doing? I hope you're doing all right with your relationships. I know they just drive us mad, don't they? Oh, they're a nightmare. So I call this a soulmate reading. I mean, it's somebody that you're obviously bonded to, connected to. It could be your twin flame. It could be even a family member or a friend. It doesn't have to be, you know, a lover, but it could be. But yeah, it's just somebody really that you've got a bond with, all right? And those relationships come with their tests, even if it's not your twin flame and it's some other kind of relationship. So we're just going to go into it really for October and see, you know, what we get. So thanks for liking the video. If you hit that thumbs up button, it does help it get out across YouTube for me, and I really do appreciate that a lot. So yeah, let's see what oracle card we get first. So just connecting into that relationship really, that soulmate bond, that connection, and just asking spirit really to guide us in October. What's going to be happening, what's going on with that person. Okay, right, let's see. Oh, we get the Union card, my goodness. Okay, I'll show you the card. That's quite something, isn't it? The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. That's very true, isn't it? It does happen when you least expect it, and things happen that you least expect in this connection. So, October, there will be things happening there with this person that you least expect. Okay, so I'm using the Witch's Tarot because we're going into Halloween now. We're in the run up to Halloween, so I've swapped to the Witch's Tarot. So again, we're just asking the tarot. Oh, the first card comes out, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so there's been some kind of change for you in terms of this connection recently. And it could be a change even that you sense within yourself, you know. There's been some sort of internal change within you, something positive. This is the beginning of a more positive chapter for you that's happened recently. Maybe you found that you're less triggered by it in some ways. Perhaps you're feeling that there's been a bit more communication. Whatever it's been, there's some sort of positive new chapter here that's recently started for you in terms of this relationship. Yeah, and it's very welcome, because this connection or relationship, there's been some kind of really stuck energy for ages and ages and ages. So, you know, like I said, it might not necessarily be that the connection started to improve. It could be that something's started to improve within yourself, you know, and I'm sensing that for our soul family. I think there is this feeling that we're starting to find ourselves finally and feel more grounded within ourselves. But, you know, it was very stuck for ages, and we were really like quite depressed about things. But with that Wheel of Fortune, it's just showing that lately things have got a bit easier in some kind of way for us with how we feel inside ourselves, how we deal with this relationship. And maybe even this relationship has started to, you know, for some of us that might have started to improve in some ways. Okay, so what's going on then? What's going to be going on in October? Okay. Right, there's two cards because one flipped over when I was shuffling. There is healing and there's more happiness here. It's like there's more social interaction, there's more joy, okay, coming, and also more healing, because the Three of Cups does mean healing as well. So there's some really quite nice things that are going to be happening in October for you with this connection. And there's also this karma card, which is confirming that it's kind of karmic that you met this person, and it's sort of probably been difficult to deal with some of your own karmic patterns that have been triggered by this person, you know, and it's like, oh God, it's happening again. Every time I get into a relationship, these, you know, karmic patterns within myself keep coming up, you know, like, because a lot of us, we function, as soon as we get into a situation with someone we really care about, we tend to know on a certain level that we are repeating the way we function in relation to these types of relationships. Either we start to become insecure, or we can become more needy, or we can become more submissive, or we can become more like worry more, you know, get fearful, project too much, worry too much about what's going to happen. So there's some sort of healing with that, you know, there's some sort of positive change going on with your karmic pattern within this relationship in October. You've got the Page of Swords as well. So in October, you're getting much better at observing the connection and observing how you deal with it, you know. You're becoming a lot more watchful and careful and cautious. So maybe you're becoming less reactive to the relationship, or you're, you know, and maybe you're not being so reactive and upset about it, or getting drawn into drama, you know. So there's definitely some improvements here. You're managing your karmic patterns a lot better in this relationship in October, which is obviously very welcome. Also, this person could really be thinking about you a lot and stuff like that in October too. So the person you think about in October, they've got the Page of Pentacles, okay? The Page of Pentacles for me is a very passionate card. It tends to be somebody who is basically attracted to you, and sort of really excited to connect with you. But they also can tend to be easily distracted and sort of they can sort of be spreading themselves too thin, because they might have other responsibilities and things that they do. And so it can be the sort of person that they may in October, you know, like not always keep their promises. They might be a bit busy, you know, but at the same time, it looks like they're very attracted to you and excited to probably want to spend some time with you or connect with you in some way. Yeah, I mean, this person's been quite, we've got two cards because this card was showing up. This person's been quite difficult to understand, and sometimes they've been quite dishonest, and they've been sort of playing games. But here you've got the Seven of Pentacles reversed. It's like, you know, this person was getting fed up sometimes with life, and sort of not being honest with you about how fed up they were, probably not sharing and communicating enough with how they were feeling, making you feel a bit confused and uneasy. And they were probably just really quite fed up with life and a bit resentful, I think, about, you know, the hands that they've been dealt with in life. So that seems to be easing up in October. It feels like the tarot is saying that in October, your person's a bit more excited again, a bit more enthusiastic again about your connection, and they're a bit more enthusiastic about life generally in October. So things are sort of picking up for your person in October, but they might just have quite a lot that they're taking on. They might be focusing on way too many things. It's quite an immature energy. Like I said, they're quite easily distracted in October. But there is an excitement to this person in October. Okay, so what this person thinks of you in October, let's have a look. Ooh, Page of Wands. That is attraction. There's definitely somebody here in October that's really attracted to you. Again, it's like they want to, they're excited, they want to explore things are picking up after this really stagnant time, because that was the first card, very stagnant, very sort of lethargic, depressed, stuck. But then we had that Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, things are sort of more exciting again, more fun. There's more enthusiasm here and more attraction towards you. They've got the Hierophant reversed, so they're quite immature. They're sort of not doing commitment here in the way that you might like. Okay, so I'm just warning you of that, because with the Hierophant, that represents a higher level of consciousness and it represents commitment. And with that in reversed, it's kind of suggesting that this person's probably attracted to you, excited, which is nice after it being quite stuck and depressed at times. So there's more enthusiasm and attraction, but there's still like this feeling of, but am I really getting what I want from them? You know, they're still a bit immature. They're coming across with an immature energy here. Let's see how they feel in October. Ooh. Oh, they've got the Knight of Cups here. They're starting to realise what a good person you are with the King of Cups. Sorry, Knight of Cups, because the Knight of Cups represents friendship and like genuine spiritual feelings, you know. So there's a sense of friendship there, kindness, which is good. I'm kind of feeling that you're helping each other break karmic patterns. So where I said to you earlier that, you know, there's some healing, there's more joy, there's more communication going on in October between you. But also with this karmic card, it's obviously brought karmic patterns up within you, this relationship. It's helped you to really focus on your own healing and growth, because this person obviously triggers quite a lot in you, and it helps you to become more aware of the patterns that you keep bringing into relationships yourself. But equally, I'm sort of realizing that probably, you know, you've been bringing up those patterns in them, and probably helping them to realize some things. And it's like in October, they can finally see, you know, you are a good person and they do value you. Oh my God, but they've got the Knight of Cups reversed as well. They're still going to have, I hate to say this, they're still going to have moments where they really wobble over you, okay? With the Knight of Cups in reversed. It's like they can still switch. It's really strange that they're really playing out a karmic pattern here. Yes, that is confirmation. That is spirit confirming what I just said, that they are, that you've noticed your own karmic patterns in relationships because you get so triggered by them, but equally you are triggering karmic patterns in them. So on the one hand, they're starting to value you more and realise how much they like you and that they do care about you, but they still trigger into this old karmic pattern at times where they wobble, they might pull back a bit, they might be a bit unreliable. We've already seen that with the Page of Pentacles, you know, so they need to stay focused on you and on putting goodness into this connection, because they obviously are attracted to you. They obviously want to connect with you. And they obviously realise, God, you know, that you are somebody that sticks in their life, it sticks in their minds, you know, somebody that they care about. But then they still wobble, they still pull back at times. So there's still going to be a little bit of that going on, unfortunately. Let's see how your person wants to move forward in October. I mean, this is just unfortunately what we're dealing with here with this person. But so far it is still quite promising that there is sort of movement towards something a bit better. Right, they've got the Seven of Wands, which doesn't surprise me. This person's definitely getting stronger all the time. They're getting better at, you know, dealing with life after being very stuck and very fed up for a long time, you know, and you know, with this Seven of Wands, it's like they're in a more stronger position now to actually confront life's challenges and not get so depressed and not get so stuck. But they could also be sometimes a bit defensive and a bit too, I don't know if paranoid is the right word, but hyper vigilant sometimes, and because they don't want to get manipulated by anyone, or they don't want to feel controlled by anyone, you know. So there's that kind of aspect. What else? Oh, Queen of Cups. That's good. So where this person might have been very defensive at times and shut down because they don't want to be manipulated or controlled and they want to do things their own way, they've also got the Queen of Cups, which means they're starting to be a bit more in tune with their feelings and a bit kinder. So there's going to be a bit more of a kinder energy, and that's definitely been coming through in the readings. If you look over the last, I know I haven't done loads, but the last couple of months, the relationship readings, a couple of them have been about more kindness, more forgiveness, more compassion in this connection. And it feels like that. They're still, when they're triggered, they're still very defensive. When they're triggered, they will still want to do things their own way. But at the same time, there's a bit more kindness creeping in. I would say a slightly less selfish energy coming in here, which is nice to see, isn't it? Okay, so what's hidden that you don't see? Let's have a look at that. Oh, blimey. You might still feel fed up at times that things aren't moving forward quick enough, or moving forward with the right level of commitment that you would like. Or you might feel a bit tired at times, that, you know, you just want things to be a bit more positive and a bit more like picking up a bit more better, you know. So, you know, you might sometimes feel a bit like that, and your person, like I say, they might still have a few wobbles, where they might still sometimes go a bit depressive or a bit stuck at times. Okay, you know, but there is sort of like, there's some double-edged sword, really. We've got the Ace of Swords reversed. There's sort of a feeling that they're still suppressing a few things. There's still some breakthroughs they need to make emotionally. And in October, although their energy is more positive and they're a bit more excited and passionate, and, you know, they're being a bit kinder, there's still quite a few breakthroughs to make for them. They're still dipping into the false self quite a lot, which means at times they're probably not really fully admitting how much they care about you, you know, and sometimes they might even avoid communication because they haven't really yet admitted to themselves fully. They kind of are, it looks like they're sort of half and half, if you know what I mean, which is still a lot better than it used to be. But, you know, I really feel like this person with the King of Pentacles, they're trying very hard to be abundant in October, and they're going to be trying to work harder at their abundance levels. And although you're going to sometimes feel a bit fed up with the progress being so slow, you're also going to be focusing on your abundance levels, and it does look positive that you're both going to be probably earning more money or just generally happier in yourselves. You're going to probably find that you're more productive in October, which is fantastic news, isn't it? And it's great for them if they're being more productive and more abundant, and likewise if we're being more productive and abundant. There is a chance that your person could hide behind work a little bit too much at times, rather than deal with their feelings, because there's obviously still some stuff here they're suppressing, you know, when it comes to their feelings for you, and sort of really fully putting both feet in. So Spirit is basically saying that, you know, you just need to keep making the progress that you're making. You've got the Three of Pentacles here, and that's their advice. They're saying to you, keep pushing forward. You've chosen your path, okay, by October. Probably you've chosen it now. You know that you like this person, but you also know that there's other areas in your life that you're working on, and you realise that it's good if you can be friends with this person, you know, like on friendship terms, and just work together as a team, be cooperative, be positive, and just basically focus on, you know, your other goals in life, and kind of really working at those. And it looks like it's a time of, you know, if you're putting your energy into your life in that way, you know, we're really making some positive progress in October, and things are starting to build nicely in our lives generally. There's the Ten of Swords here. So there's obviously, like, you know, an opportunity here, Spirit is saying, to kind of put the past to bed. Try not to keep replaying out in your mind, you know, where this connection's gone wrong in the past, and how, you know, maybe you could have done things differently, or maybe how they could have done things differently. How you kind of maybe saw it happening, but it's kind of not been happening how you visioned it to be. You know, and just kind of put that to bed with the Ten of Swords. You know, try to embrace a new beginning here in October, and move forward in a cooperative, positive manner, and just focus on, you know, like, good energy. And the more we focus on the good energy, that's just going to help us in so many ways. But it's also going to be positive for this connection, because the Three of Pentacles is about teamwork, you know, which admittedly, teamwork can be really difficult and testing when it's with somebody that's can drag their feet, or they can sometimes be resistant, you know. And I know that can be tough, but I think now, as a soul family, we're much more connected to ourselves than we were, say, a year ago. So it is easier for us to kind of just stand in our power, even if this person is being a bit, you know, flaky at times, or resistant at times. You know, we can sort of step back away from the connection, not be so obsessed by it or triggered by it, and just really focus on our goals and, you know, our positive new beginning, and being grounded in our own energy. And I do think we are getting so much better at that as a soul family, because I know I am. Like, I do now feel that I can, you know, whereas before I did feel like 4 years ago I felt very lost, and I didn't really have a connection to myself, and it was like I was totally confused. Whereas now I know I can center myself, and I can feel that connection to me, you know, and that brings me closer to Spirit. And so it makes me less needy, you know, and that's really empowering when you can find that place within yourself. And that's what we're doing as a soul family, and put the neediness and the negativity and some of the things that have gone wrong, try and put that to bed, and just keep focusing on moving forward in October, fresh and positive, and just, you know, doing what you can each day. So that's what the advice from Spirit is. So let's look at the outcome for October. Ten of Wands. Okay, you might feel a bit tired at times, and you might groan when you hear me say that, because you might be thinking, God, Kerry, I feel tired now. But you might feel a bit tired at times, but there is such perseverance here, and Eckhart Tolle does talk about that with relationships, that if you've got a connection with two people, there's going to be tests and there's going to be challenges, because you've both got ego and it's both going to trigger each other. And then there's also life challenges you have to deal with together that also play a part and become challenging. But Spirit is saying, you know, there's this Eckhart Tolle says there's a transcendent aspect to the connection, whether it's a friend or a family member or your soulmate lover. You know, there's a transcendent aspect whereby deep down, the two of you know there is this connection, and you're both determined to just keep it going, you know, even if you feel tired at times. And there might be something that you need to sort of give up doing. Either give up the negative thoughts about the connection, give up the self-sabotage, or maybe there's a habit that you've been doing that you'd be best off giving up. And if you did that, it would be great for your health and your energy levels. And we'll pull another card. Six of Swords, moving along more smoothly. Oh, gosh. Moving along more smoothly, right? Sorry. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, Six of Swords, moving along more smoothly than you think. Okay, so it's you feel tired, but somehow this connection is moving forward a little bit more smoothly in October. And also, you sort of understand more about the roles that you're playing with each other. You know, we all have a role in each other's lives, and sometimes we overstep that role and we want to push things a bit too fast, or we want to push ourselves on somebody, you know, and that's kind of our ego, isn't it? Because, you know, we all have to be respectful of where each other is at, and we have to be realistic about where each other is at, because sometimes that's not good, is it? But so there's a lot more acceptance here. I feel they're accepting you a bit more into their life, and they are being a bit kinder and a bit less selfish and a bit more open about the fact that they're attracted to you and that they like you, or maybe they love you, you know. So I feel like they're trying a bit harder to do those things because they realise where you fit into their life in October, and they're becoming more accepting of that rather than just always pushing you away or always running off when they're triggered. It's like they're understanding, no, you are part of my circle, or you are part of my life, and I do want to work with you. And equally, you're understanding how you fit into their life, and you're being more accepting that sometimes you can't take over things for them, or you can't push yourself too much, or even you can't worry so much about the connection sometimes, because it's not really down to you to worry about it. You have to take the reins off and let Spirit do the work, you know. And it looks like, honestly, this connection is moving forward and there's progress in October. Probably not as much progress as you like, and probably at times this person's going to be immature and irritate you, you know, and sometimes they're going to pull back and be a bit resistant, and they're not going to be as cooperative as you would like. But it does look on the whole that there is a level of understanding of how you both still are coming together and working together. And even though it's challenging, you're still working together to try and just move through life, you know, move through life together. So there's some good stuff here, really, you know, that is, you know, that's good. And the Ten of Wands, it is about getting to the finish line. It is about the fact that if you, like Eckhart Tolle says, with the transcendent aspect of a connection, if you really care about someone, if you really have a bond, if you really love them, you know, that will transcend all of the challenges and the frustrations. I mean, obviously, if you're being abused, that's another ball game. But, you know, I'm talking about just like generally, you know, in relationships, we get tested all the time. And, you know, when we really love someone and we're really bonded to them, somehow we find a way to overcome that, because the bond, the love, the connection transcends, you know, all of the drama and keeps you together. And that's basically what the reading's about, because the first card was the Union card. So I would say what Spirit is saying for October, for this soulmate relationship or any other relationship that you're worried about, it's going to keep going. And it is going to be probably what you least expect. You know, you might really doubt that at the moment. And you might be really worried about this connection at the moment. But you're feeling better in yourself at the moment, and that is starting to make things happen. And not only that, it just feels like with the very first card coming out as the Wheel of Fortune, straight after that union card, it does honestly feel like as a soul family, we are starting to unify with ourselves. And all of the gurus say that as you unify with yourself more and really are honest and authentic with your true self, that's when all your relationships start to unify more. So there's really progress here, and there is a sense of this connection becoming more like a team, in whatever capacity that might be. And you sort of like sticking together really through thick and thin. So it's nice, it's very nice reading. So thank you to Spirit for that. And yeah, if you want to book in for a reading, if it's driving you nuts, you know you can book in for a reading with me. I do the 40-minute tarot, I do an hour tarot, or you can have a 10-minute voice note reading, which is a bit more affordable. You can contact me, I do put all the information below. And also if you wanted to do your birth chart, if you felt like you have got karmic patterns that keep resurfacing in every single relationship and you always seem to get the same blocks or the same dynamic, I can do your birth chart with you to help you really understand why. So yeah, I'm sending you so much love. October, things look pretty good, you know, testing, but still there is progress coming. So we hold on to that. And most of all, hold on to ourselves, our truth. The more you stay in your truth, that is helping you with this union. So I'm sending you lots of love and peace, and thanks for subscribing, and thanks for supporting the channel and giving the video a thumbs up as well. One love.